The Springfield-Greene County Health Department is reminding everyone of the dangers of heat-related illness. Now, these are the signs of heat exhaustion or heat stroke. Heat exhaustion is more common. It can lead to heavy sweating. It can be getting paler and feeling weak, dizzy, and tired. Now, you should move somewhere cool and rest and drink cool water if you feel like you're going to have those symptoms. If they get worse or last longer than an hour, then you should get medical attention. Meanwhile, heat stroke can be deadly as the body temperature climbs to or above 104 degrees. Call 911 immediately if a person exhibits any symptoms like their skin turning red and becoming hot or dry to the touch. If they have a rapid pulse, throbbing headache, and begin to feel dizzy, nauseated, or lose consciousness. Health Department says the most important thing over the next few days is hydration.
As silly as it sounds, the best advice is to not be outside during the hottest parts of the day. Obviously, that can't always be avoided. So when you are outside, drink lots of water, stay hydrated. Even if you don't feel thirsty, it's important to keep your hydration levels up.
When the National Weather Service issues heat advisories or warnings, some air-conditioned facilities are available as public cooling centers. If you need a spot to cool off, you can find area cooling centers in this story on KY3.com.